Melania Trump made a rare appearance in compliance with Section 3, subsection 2.7 of her prenuptial agreement. This threat of violence against me by Jimmy Kimmel has been filed with the Capitol Police.
Did you hear about Trump's latest meltdown? The orange turd is throwing a tantrum because late-night comedians dared to make jokes about his wife, Melania. Jimmy Kimmel and Bill Maher must have hit a nerve because now Trump's rage tweeting like it's 2016 all over again. Stick around to see how this comedy feud turned into a full-blown presidential crisis. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Jimmy Kimmel's been poking fun at Trump for years, but his latest joke about Melania really got under the orange turd's skin.
To me, there's nothing more beautiful than watching a man and his wife try not to smudge each other's bronzing cream, you know? This appearance, it was as if they caught her in a glue trap at Saks Fifth Avenue and dragged her there.
On his late night show, Kimmel's been having a field day with Trump's recent antics, from his courtroom naps to his bizarre social media rants. But when he turned his attention to the former First Lady, things got spicy. Kimmel dropped a zinger that had his audience in stitches. Melania is the only person in the world who can make Donald Trump look good. Ouch. It's not exactly a cutting-edge joke, but it hit Trump right in his oversized ego. Maybe it's because deep down he knows Melania's got better approval ratings than he ever did.
Melania Trump made a rare appearance in compliance with Section 3, subsection 2.7 of her prenuptial agreement. Women in Canada were up by 5,000%, and that was just Melania.
As soon as the joke hit the airwaves, Trump went into full meltdown mode. He fired up his Twitter fingers and started ranting about failed comedian Kimmel. You could almost see the steam coming out of his ears as he typed out angry tweets faster than he could eat a bucket of KFC. But Trump wasn't content with just tweeting. Oh no, he had to take it further. He demanded an apology from Kimmel, acting like the comedian had committed some kind of high treason instead of just telling a joke.
See Donald Trump sitting in front of a portrait of George Washington, you realize how ridiculous this is. Melania declined the First Lady's invitation to visit, which I'm sure Jill Biden was heartbroken. Melania did not take part in the customary First Lady meeting with Dr. Jill Biden today. Apparently she had crying in the dark scheduled for this morning.
Trump even hinted at legal action, because nothing says I can take a joke like threatening to sue a comedian. As the situation escalated, Trump's responses got more and more unhinged. He started accusing Kimmel of being part of a grand leftist conspiracy to make him look bad. Newsflash Donnie, you don't need any help in that department. Just when Trump thought his Twitter fingers could catch a break, Bill Maher decided to crash the comedy party. Maher is no stranger to taking shots at the orange turd. He's been doing it for years on his show Real Time. But this time, he didn't just aim at Trump's ego, he went straight for the jugular of his marriage. Maher, never one to pull his punches, fired off a zinger that had Trump seeing red. He quipped, "She's the only First Lady who's ever been a model for a magazine that doesn't exist." Ouch. Talk about hitting Trump where it hurts. Right in his fake news. Now, Kimmel's jokes were like playful jabs, but Maher, he came in swinging with a sledgehammer. While Kimmel poked fun at Melania's whereabouts, Maher went straight for the jugular, questioning the very substance of her role as First Lady. It's like comparing a water pistol to a fire hose. Both will get you wet, but one's gonna leave a mark. Trump predictably lost his mind. His Twitter feed looked like a toddler had gotten hold of a keyboard during a sugar rush. He called Maher a failed comedian and accused him of spreading lies. Rich coming from the king of alternative facts, right? But Trump didn't stop there. Oh no, Grumpy Trumpy was on a roll. He started ranting about a comedy conspiracy against him, because clearly the entire world of comedy has nothing better to do than plot against Donald Trump. It's not like there's a war or a climate crisis or anything. In a move that surprised absolutely no one, Trump called for boycotts of both Maher's and Kimmel's shows, because nothing says I'm not bothered like trying to shut down entire TV programs, right? It's like he's playing whack-a-mole with comedians, but the moles are winning. And here's the kicker, Trump's meltdown is like comedy catnip. Other late night hosts are sharpening their joke knives, ready to carve up a slice of Trump roast. It's like he's put a kick me sign on his own back, and every comedian in town is lining up for a shot. Remember when presidents could take a joke? Well, Trump's not laughing, but everyone else sure is. As late night hosts unite, we're about to see what happens when comedy becomes a team sport. When one comedian gets attacked, the others don't just sit back and watch. They jump in like a bunch of clowns piling out of a tiny car. And boy, did they pile on this time. It's like Trump accidentally stepped on an anthill, but instead of ants, it's comedians with microphones. Stephen Colbert, never one to miss a chance to roast Trump, couldn't resist joining the fun. He quipped, "MTG called the cops on a joke. I guess she really is pro-life. She wants to give birth to a punchline."
This threat of violence against me by Jimmy Kimmel has been filed with the Capitol Police. If she's going to report me to the police, if that's how she wants to play it, I'll report you right back. And I won't go to the police. I'll go to the Justice League. This threat of violence against me by Jimmy Kimmel has been filed with the Capitol Police.
Ouch! That's not just a joke. That's a full-on comedic assault. But Colbert wasn't the only one sharpening his wit. Trevor Noah jumped in with both feet, saying, "Trump defending MTG is like the Titanic trying to rescue the Hindenburg. They're both going down in flames." Now that's what I call a historical burn. As these jokes spread faster than fake tan on a sweaty day, social media turned into a Trump roasting bonanza. Memes, GIFs, and one-liners were flying around like confetti at a clown convention. It was like everyone suddenly remembered how fun it is to make fun of the orange turd.
Reports say that Melania has been so reluctant to re-enter public life that the former president had to beg her to be seen in public with him.
She greets him like he made a delivery to her art gallery.
You know it's serious. Usually, he only begs for 11,000 more votes in Georgia.
Trump, meanwhile, was getting more and more worked up. His tweets were starting to look like a toddler's tantrum in 280 characters or less. He was probably stamping his little feet and holding his breath, waiting for someone to notice. But here's the kicker. The more Trump raged, the funnier the jokes got. It's like he was providing free material to every comedian in America. They didn't even have to try anymore. They just had to quote his tweets and let the laughter roll in. Finally, in a move that surprised absolutely no one, Trump declared there was a comedy conspiracy against him, because obviously that's more likely than him just being really easy to make fun of. It's not like he's a walking punchline or anything, right? Trump's attempts to stop the jokes are backfiring worse than a rusty old car. Instead of shutting down the comedians, he's given them a goldmine of material. It's like he handed them a microphone and said, "Here, make fun of me some more." Now, comedians aren't just cracking jokes about Melania, they're having a field day with Trump's paper-thin skin. Seth Meyers quipped, "Trump's so sensitive, he probably cries when his ketchup bottle says, 'squeeze me.'" Even the usually serious John Oliver got in on the action, saying Trump's skin is so thin it makes tissue paper look like medieval armor. Social media is exploding with memes faster than Trump can hit the tweet button. One popular post shows a picture of Trump with the caption, "Orange, you glad I'm not your president anymore?" Another features a mock-up of a new Trump fragrance called Ode to Thin Skin for the man who can't take a joke. News outlets are having a field day covering Trump's meltdown. CNN ran a segment titled "The Comedian-in-Chief's Comedy Crisis," while Fox News tried to spin it as "Trump stands up to liberal media bullies." Even the Weather Channel got in on the action, predicting a 100% chance of Twitter storms in Mar-a-Lago. A recent poll shows that 65% of Americans think Trump needs to lighten up and learn to take a joke. Even some of his supporters are starting to cringe. One Republican voter was overheard saying, "I liked him better when he was the one making the jokes, not being the butt of them." The payoff? Trump's thin-skinned reaction has turned him into an even bigger target for jokes. It's like he put on a clown suit and walked into a pie-throwing contest. Comedians who never touched Trump material before are now jumping on the bandwagon. Even the notoriously apolitical Jerry Seinfeld couldn't resist, asking, "What's the deal with presidents who can't take a joke?" But this comedy feud isn't just about laughs. It's raising some serious questions about free speech, the role of satire in politics, and what happens when a leader can't handle criticism. As one political analyst put it, when a joke sends a president into a tailspin, we might have bigger problems than just a bad sense of humor.